So remember we said on lateral flexion you don't want to get your foot stuck up under the table, right? And we were talking about setting the pelvis. So for everything except lateral flexion and AS ilium, we set the pelvis obliquely, right? So we kind of turned it this way. So it looked like this. Right? I didn't just move his leg, I moved everything kind of together as one. Now right here, your leg's kind of heavy, so there's kind of a lot of pressure, but how hard am I pushing here? Yeah, just enough to hold his leg in place, right? Now watch what happens if, and I think this was just a natural byproduct, when you first learn the adjustment, you tend to not keep control of the leg. And then when you make up for that, you do this. Watch what happens to his pelvis. Right? So we don't want to do that. We need to have 90 degrees of hip flexion, but you're just holding it in place. The idea was not ever to create tension in his hip. It was to create tension back here. So when I do this, you feel it all in here, right? So that's not what we're, and it kind of hurts here too, on his shin bone. So I've had some people like say, you know, my shin really hurts when I'm setting up. I'm like, you were pushing way too hard. That shouldn't hurt, for sure. All right, so for right lateral flexion, and this would be right lateral flexion. If you can't figure out which one's which, you can be a little teapot. If I go right to left, I'm gonna right laterally flex. If I go left to right, I'm gonna left laterally flex. So if I want to set the pelvis for a lateral flexion restriction and or an AS ilium, or posterior glide restriction of an ilium, now I'm going to turn the pelvis this direction. So instead of my forearm coming up here, it's going to come here. And there we go. We got a little tension. And again, I'm only holding him here.
I'm giving the camera to Alex. You can hold it on top.
I'm only holding enough tension here to hold him in place, right? Now we can step over for lateral flexion. I'm gonna just the teeniest bit off his shoulder, just to keep him from sliding out. And I am pushing his shoulder more straight up than oblique here. And my right leg's up against the table, but my foot's not up under the table, because then I can't bend my knee. So then I would count, here's 5, 4, 3. If I were doing L3, the IAR for lateral flexion of L3 is between L3 and L4. Come down one. This space, here's the lateral aspect of his erector spinae. You might want to come over here now. Go over to the sleeves back. Yeah, that's good. Lateral aspect of the erector spinae. I'm going to take a lateral to medial tissue pull. I'm going to have to start out a teeny bit further out so that I can end up here. Now this, you're going to use your chiropractic hand. I'm going to talk about this more in a minute, but you can't just set your hand there. You have to actually contract your hypothenar muscle. See it? See it sticking up? Yeah, mine's a pretty good one, but I've used it a whole lot. So here we go. And let's see, we're about right here. L3, 4. I'm going to lateral to medial tissue pull and sit on it. When I spring straight towards the ground, do you see his spine moving? Can you see it there? If I go P to A, not so much, right? Feels very different. So here I am. I'm going to come down to my contact. It's important my legs aren't stuck back here. So I'm already, I do have his tibia on my knee, but I'm on my toe. So it's important, this leg back here, that if you come up on your toe, that you don't go with a straight leg. You're kind of coming into it so you can still hold it here. Then I'm going to come down to my contact. Now I'm going to put all my weight on my right leg and swing my left leg up knee to knee. Spring the joint and baby drop.